indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Caroline, if you would, please.
Please bow your heads. Lord, thank you for allowing us to come together as a community and help us to be mindful of the decisions that we are making and how they affect our entire community, not us individually. It is a privilege to be representatives of different locations in our area, and we thank you for that. We just ask that your hand is in this meeting and that we are cooperative and respectful of each other. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, everyone. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Haley?
We have both Commissioners Haley and Commissioner Shepherd will be late, so both of them are excused for the time being.
Okay, Commissioner Holzhausen,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Garber,
Here.
Commissioner Howard,
Here.
and Commissioner Shepherd will be tardy.
Wait, did I say here? I'm
Pardon?
here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chairman Broder.
I'm often mistaken for being absent. Thank you. At this time, I would request a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved. Support.
Motion with support. Any changes to today's agenda? Questions? All in favor of approving today's agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're approved. I would look for a motion to approve the minutes of the April 15th, 2026 Board of Commissioners meeting.
Howard moves.
Support.
Move.
There
Brad
needs to be
moves.
a correction.
Yes, there's one date correction.
Oh, we have a correction on the minutes.
The resolution,
Resolution number.
right, 26, it's the number 9. 09, it needs to be replaced from the April
All right.
meetings. So,
We amend the motion with that change.
Yes.
Approve those corrections?
yes. Thank you.
All right, so we have motion with support. All in favor of approving those minutes with the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is approved. Commissioner Garber, if we could move ahead with approval of the bills, please.
Yes, thank you. I move to approve the invoice edit reports dated 4/16, 4/17, 4/23, 4/24, 4/30, 5/1, 5/7, and 5/8 in the amount of $9,728,512.96 and authorize warrants be drawn from the treasury for this amount.
Howard supports.
I have a motion with support. Any discussion on the bills? Roll call vote on that, please.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes. All right, our bills are approved. At this time, we have our first opportunity for the public to address this board. There will be another one toward the end of the meeting. I see 3 here. I see Angie. Here.
I would like to defer to the second chance to speak.
That would be absolutely fine. We have Jenny,
I'd also like to defer to the.
Also
second
deferring.
please.
and finally we have Amy.
I would also like to defer to the second.
All right, we have 3 deferrals. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to us at this time? If not, then we will move on to our committee reports. Brad, would you like to start us?
I don't have anything this week.
Wow, we're moving along.
I don't have
Bill?
anything this week.
Hey, this is Cindy.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. As the chair of the finance committee, I did mention it in our committee meeting on Monday that Commissioner Shepherd attended a meeting. Well, I didn't mention that part, but had given inaccurate information in a public meeting about our expenditures and our budget. I'm not okay with that. He stated that we have expended $40 million in bills out of our $80 million budget. Neither of those numbers is accurate. They're not even close. We have a fantastic finance department here, very competent, very thorough. And it's insulting to this office to have those numbers given inaccurately. So we are provided routinely reports from our finance director, from our administration office We have actually spent $27.3 million. That is a far cry from 40 million. So I think that needs to be corrected, and if Commissioner Shepherd could show up on time, I would address that with him personally. I think as elected officials, we owe it to our constituents to be as truthful as possible about financial information. Thank you.
If I might comment, the IER reports that you get and the different reports that you get are complicated in that you have to run a report for everything for a particular task. If you're asking about a budget report, that's different than just a bill run report. Because a lot of the things that we have, including with the treasurer settling up with different local accounts or different municipal entities, pass through money, those things are reported as expenditures, but they're not truly expenditures. They're not things that we are encumbering an expense against. So it's not as simple as to add up all those numbers on your thing and say, oh, well, against our budget, it's this.
And I will have some more comments when my time comes toward the end of the meeting, detailing some of what I consider the inaccuracies of the public statements that our commissioner has made. He might be here for that. He did communicate with me and say that he was running late. So, Commissioner Holzhausen, did you have anything today?
Well, yes, just quick, I'm on the Shiawassee Council on Aging, and the Morris office down there, our meeting room is, it was so expensive to keep up. That's an old schoolhouse, and the school's gonna take it back, and we're just gonna rent from them, I guess. It hasn't, all eyes are not dotted, but it's coming close. Also, I'm on the health and wellness, and which is mental health, and they're the state wanted to kind of privatize it, and the judge said no. So not unless something changes, I think we're going to be all right there. I'm on the SEDP with Justin Horvath, and they have a lot of grants coming for all kinds of businesses. And also I'm on the regular health board with Larry Johnson, and things are moving along there. His budget's tight, it's been cut, but he's helping all the people he can. So, any questions?
All right, thank you, Commissioner. We can move down onto committee motions and reports. Commissioner Howard, can we start with you, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I move to approve the interlocal agreement to use DDA tax increment revenues for the Jaden's Way Brownfield redevelopment project.
Support.
I have a motion of support.
So as you remember, a couple of months ago, you passed a brownfield redevelopment plan for the creation of a few apartments in the Morris area, a quadplex. And in doing so, this creates the infrastructure and an ability for that to be repaid. One small issue is that this is in the DDA. Because it's in the DDA, it has an ability to capture even the brownfield. Therefore, they have to enter into an agreement between the brownfield, which the county brownfield already has, and the DDA of Morris, which they're in the process of doing, so that we can capture that money and it can go and be used for the infrastructure development. With that, we do have a representative of Lisa Vanderbrink here with us who has prepared this memo and this agreement as part of the brownfield plan. If you have any further questions.
Country folks speak, the DDA has given up their money. They're willing to give that up in order for it to pay off the TIF.
Correct. It's just because it's in the DDA that we have to do this additional money.
So everybody's on board with this, no problems.
Correct.
Not controversial.
No.
Any other comments or questions? Roll call?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the remonumentation peer review group members and the remonumentation contracts as recommended by the surveyor.
Support.
Motion with support.
part of the ongoing grant of remonumentation, and this group reviews what the surveyor has done, and about 90% done the project.
Questions, comments, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Chairman Broder?
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 11th, 2026 Economic and Physical Development Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion support, a discussion on the minutes. All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you very much, Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Garber, back to you.
Thank you. I move to approve the L 4029 form as presented to establish the 2026 summer tax millage rates and authorize the chairman and clerk to execute that document.
Support.
Motion with support.
So very briefly, you do this twice a year for summer and for winter, and in this particular case, this one sets the operating millage for the county. As you remember, in 2016, it was renewed at 5.550 mils. Due to the Headley rollback, it has dropped down to 5.35. This year, we are not experiencing a rollback we did last year. However, the taxable value, which is the value of the house, which goes up 5% of the rate of inflation, whichever is less and is set by the state, is $2.7 billion this year, which means the entire value is up $191 million from what it was the previous year. Previous year before that, it only went up $37 million. So we should collect around $14.36 million. Last year we collected about 13.87, so that's about $528,000 more for this up and coming year that will be collected by the county.
And if I could add, Greg, that
Please.
inflation rate multiplier has decreased again. It was 2.7 for this year, 3.1 the year before, and then back to back 5%, which is the maximum allowed by Proposal A. So we are seeing some relief, even though it doesn't feel like it.
Well, the other part I would add, that part of the value increase for us is largely due to house turnover. So if you remember, the Register of Deeds put out their annual report a couple months ago, and the number of the house transfers was substantially high. So every time that you transfer a home, the cap comes off, you buy, you sell, etc., and therefore they're revalued. And at that time, the taxable value also goes up.
Any other questions? Comments?
Exciting stuff.
Pardon me?
Exciting
Oh,
stuff.
yes, I know you love this stuff. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd?
No.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
And Chairman Broder?
Yes.
I move to approve the annual software renewal for the Mitel phone software and the conversion to virtual controllers not to exceed $14,631.22.
Support.
Got a motion with support. Dr. Boggs.
Part of this is for our annual software license for the phone system, but the other part is we have some physical components to the phone system that can no longer be upgraded. And this is gonna take those offline and also turn them into virtual components. The actual users in the county or the people calling the county won't see any noticeable difference. It's just an upgrade to the system.
These software upgrades are really getting expensive over time.
This one's a little more than normal because we're going from having some physical components that are, we're gonna have virtual components that are gonna go on that virtual server array that we have purchased previously. Which is why we purchased something that we could create virtual servers on, is for this particular purpose. So that you can create one that's just for phones, and then that'll operate the phones. The physical hardware will, because the physical hardware cannot be upgraded anymore, will be removed.
And just a side comment on it, it really seems like we spend a lot on software, and we do. But the other side of that is if you look back 20, 25 years ago, it has increased the productivity of the staff a great deal. And it's one of the things that's allowed us to, through attrition, trim people over the years. So probably it's still technology is a net gain for us, not a net loss.
Absolutely.
It seems expensive when we do it, but it is worthwhile.
And we do have to maintain the software agreements because it's part of the security protocol or security audit. We can't have gaps in the phone system, the computer system, the email system, et cetera. Server security.
Other comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the award of the third-party administrative services for the Mishta CDBG Infrastructure Project Creek Point Subdivision to FLB Collective in an amount not to exceed $50,000 and authorize the board chair and county clerk to execute the necessary documents.
Support.
Have a motion with support.
So with great pride, we received our grant for $619,000 to finish the infrastructure as part of Creek Point subdivision in Durant. So currently, it's kind of like it's called Creek Point Circle, but it's kind of a semicircle. It goes halfway around. Well, those lots have become in demand. People want to build on them. We have a developer who wishes to finish off that project. And so we're going to put in the remaining infrastructure, and then the infrastructure stays, of course, stays the project is turned over to the city, and the houses are developed and sold, and we're building houses where there should be houses. We received 3 bids. The lowest it was for $50,000, and that is a not to exceed amount. That doesn't mean that's what it's going to cost, but it's for third-party administration. So they will oversee the grant, work with the state, work with the contractors, the engineers, bring us other things that we're going to be bidding out here soon, including the engineering work, and overall project management. And FLB Collective is who we've worked with in the past. It's Sarah Kopko, and she will be working with us on this project, and we're looking forward to getting it started. Do you have anything to say, Sarah?
I'm really honored and grateful to continue to work with this team. We've done a lot for Shiawassee County. $619,500 being brought in to help support a subdivision is really an incredible opportunity. And seeing that same work that's done with Shiawassee County Land Bank, who's brought in $2 million now in grant funding, and Durand, who is, I'm hoping, about to bring in another $1.5 million as well. So we are really honored to be a part of this. My business partner, Emily, was unable to attend because she is attending another meeting, but I wanted to be here to thank you all in person and say I'm excited.
Very good. Comments or questions, anyone? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 11th, 2026 Finance and Administration Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support. Any questions on the minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Garber. Commissioner Haley is still not here. I'm trying to remember who is number 2 on the committee.
I believe it's Brad.
Me.
Commissioner Howard.
All right. I move to approve the creation of a part-time pretrial services specialist.
Support.
Motion with support.
So as you know, we talked about this earlier this week. The risk assessments are twice as much as they had anticipated. Instead of doing about 200, which is what the state thought we would do, we've done 506 of them. In addition, instead of supervising about 100 individuals, we're supervising 234. So they're in need of additional assistance to help maintain the data. This will, the grant year for this is October, so we're applying for next year's grant. So between the grant and some of the opioid money, because most of these people are drug involved, that will cover this. It is not a general fund expense. They will start out with grade 4.
And I participate in the Community Corrections Advisory Board on a monthly basis, because, you know, the judge is the prosecutor and a number of others on this, county attorney, and yeah, come, you're on. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, we've got very good support. I think pretrial services, there were some questions on it early on, but I think that has proven itself to be good and effective. So I'm definitely in support of this. Other comments or questions? All right, then we'll need roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 12th, 2026 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion supporting discussion on the minutes. All in favor of approving those minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and those minutes are approved. Thank you.
Includes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, at this point, it's turn for my comments. Just a couple of things to start off, echoing what Commissioner Holzhausen said. The SCOA Senior Center in Morris has gone very well. There was talk a number of times for a while about closing the senior center in Morris because the building was too expensive to maintain. And we have, fortunately, working with the village of Morris and working with the school system there and the board of SCOA, we have worked out an excellent deal that is a win-win-win. The senior center is going to stay open. We've got a 5-year contract with the school system that's very affordable. They're going to take over the building. It's going to kind of do a handoff because it goes back to the village, and then the village hands it off to the school. Everything worked out very well there. So we will not be closing that facility. It will be ongoing venture. We have 5 years, and I don't see any reason that it would be a problem in 5 years because the school will be in much better shape to use that building and maintain that building than SCOA ever was. And yet we still get to use the building. So it's a great thing. As Gary said, community mental health is sort of settling. Some of the stuff the state was doing and wanting to rearrange how community mental health is delivered was ruled as not legal. The case was dismissed, but it was dismissed without prejudice, so it could be refiled because I think the state's going to take another run at it. We're not out of the woods, but it was at least a temporary victory. And as mentioned, our land bank, I'm always just so proud of it, all the stuff that we're doing and all the development. It's wonderful. That aside, if you'll indulge me, I have a few more things to say to Commissioner Shepherd. Commissioner, we have spoken about advice I've given you that you are no longer an activist, you are a member of an elected board, and as such, you have a responsibility not to not speak, but to speak and speak facts and be careful. Recently, there's been some blowback because you were at the city of Perry and you spoke to the city of Perry, and I viewed the video, and I think that you have spread some misinformation. I don't think unintentionally, but I think that you need to be very careful. And I'm going to speak to some of the things that I think you stated that are incorrect. You began by mentioning that about our spending, that we spent $40 million out of our budget already with an $80 million budget. That is not true. We have spent nowhere near that. And you have to understand that a lot of the budget money is pass-through money. That is money that, as Dr. Boggs mentioned earlier, this is money. We have money from Pleasant View, RSD money, we have road commission money. All that's doing is we give it to one hand, we put it out. And when you add it up, January's money is for December's bills. So we haven't spent that. Our budget here at the county is right on. We are very, very disciplined with that, and we have not overspent our budget. We're in good shape. We budget very diligently, and we watch the money like a hawk. So the idea that we're somehow massively overspending or indicating that or inferring that, it's just not correct. The county is doing very well, and I'm very proud of what the county is doing as far as spending. You talked about the money for the 911, the 35 cents, and you got into how it's really not needed, and maybe our people are overpaid, and so on, and that the wages just seem to come out of nowhere. The wages don't come out of nowhere. Just a few years ago, we paid a good deal of money to have a wage study. We compared our wages with surrounding counties, with like counties, we looked at the history and found out that we are right on. In fact, we're a little bit low. We are constantly, unfortunately for us, we're surrounded by bigger, richer counties, and our people get poached. We're getting to that point. It was a problem. During the bad times, we had 10 years here where our employees got no raises. So if you look, you say, oh, look at the raises they've got in the last handful of years. That's because we were 10 years behind. If you compare what we pay here with the private sector, if you compare what we pay here with other counties of like size, we are right at it, or to be honest, a little bit low. And this board has lamented, not that our employees are paid too much, but that we haven't been able to do a little bit better. We're hoping that soon we can do a little bit better for our employees. So again, I think you have to be careful about saying those things without backing up what you say. We did do a wage study. We don't just guess these things. These things are done methodically, and increases are actually done very, very conservatively. This is a difficult one because maybe I misunderstood you, but you did not like the fact that these monies were being added to the phone bills and excise tax. That is, the people who have phones and will use 911 are going to pay for it. That's the system we have. Generally, it's the fairer system, those who use it. You commented that this is a benefit to the general population and it should be paid for by the general population. And I assume that means through our general fund, which is paid for by property tax. Commissioner, I have seen your license plate. I honor that you are a disabled vet, but as a disabled vet, you don't pay property tax. And it seems a little unfair to suggest that these bills get pushed off a tax you don't even have
Are
to
you
personally pay.
revealing my private information?
I am not.
Yes, you are.
This is on your license plate on your car.
You
I have
already
nothing.
said it. Enough.
I have
That
nothing.
is enough.
No, I can.
My figures
I
I gathered right from the bill sheets.
Commissioner
These
Shepherd,
sheets that
you
you
will have
give
your
me.
chance. You will have your chance in reporting time. I am revealing nothing private. I know nothing about your status unless your license plate is a lie.
No, it's not.
Okay, then I'm speaking the truth. You are a disabled vet. I honor that. I'm saying you don't pay property taxes. I don't disagree with that. Disabled vets, I think that's a great benefit. But you don't pay property tax. So it's a little disingenuous for you to say, instead of an excise tax, we should.
I didn't say that.
You indicated it. If I'm wrong,
Then don't say that I said something. That's slander.
this is a public
And
forum.
libel.
It is neither of those. This is a public forum. I said at the beginning, it seemed like you were saying that. You should be more
Then
careful.
say it with factual.
I said you'll have your chance.
Yeah.
You will have your chance. You also said that people are leaving for high taxes. You're saying that our taxes are ridiculously high. In general, taxes are high. I agree with that. We are a lower tax county. I don't see any evidence that people are leaving here due to taxes. If you simply look around the state, you go to Ann Arbor, you go to Birmingham, you go to Traverse City, you go to East Lansing, your taxes are higher, your property values are much higher. This is actually an inexpensive place. That doesn't mean that people aren't having a hard time or anything else. But the idea that we're losing droves of people because our taxes are too high, I see no evidence of it. None.
From 70 down to 68,000 or more. Okay.
You'll have your chance, as I said. Take notes. You may reply to these. I feel, as chairman, that if you're going to make statements publicly, they need to be replied to. I've heard from people about this. Your statements are, to me, inaccurate, and I need to reply to them as chair. That is why I'm doing this. I have asked you to be more careful with what you say. We've only given our people, unfortunately, this last time 2% raises. We're not throwing money around. And finally, again, your insistence on intimating that there might be some corruption involved or that we are trying to keep you from the information you need. You mentioned that you file FOIA requests and that we charge you thousands of dollars as if this is unreasonable, that we're trying to keep you from filing. It is without saying the word, it's a hint that somehow we're corrupt and we're hiding things. We are doing none of those things. In fact, I have your last FOIA right here. Your last request that ended up being thousands of dollars. And it asked, it was a FOIA for our FOIAs, and it wanted requests for copies, complete or incomplete, of all FOIAs submitted to Shiawassee County and all of its departments received by or relating to information of Shiawassee County from a period of January 2024 through March of 2026. And I don't know if you realize that you should have when you got the proposed bill. That is huge. It's huge because they aren't necessarily centralized in one place. They are spread out in departments all over the county. And if you had simply had a reasonable FOIA, you keep making these massive FOIAs for all emails and stuff that will require hundreds or even thousands of hours to find. If you would tell us what you want, a reasonable FOIA, even a reasonable request, you wouldn't need a FOIA. I've told you that. But to now go to Perry and intimate that somehow we don't want to give you information because we're hiding it. No, you're asking us to spend tens or hundreds of staff hours on a fishing expedition. If you have something you want to know, tell us and we will tell you, or you will get a very reasonable FOIA for it. Now, you can have all of this information if you want, as well as your other FOIAs, but not for free, unless the entire board asks for this information. You're an individual, 1 vote out of 7. You only get the information that's easily available or what you're willing to pay for, because all this is public information. Okay, forgive my rant, everyone. I just saw that, it upset me. That's all I have. All right. Now is your time. You weren't here. Please feel free to reply.
So these billing sheets that we're presented with for approval are inaccurate with what you're saying. You know, I added up. I'm pretty good at math, I always have been. The 41 million is what we've spent from January to April. Now you're saying that January's was all December's bills. Okay, take that away. Where does the 26 million come in?
Those are transfers. The transfers have to be accounted for. They have the money that goes to the local units, the money that goes to the pass-through of other ones. Those have to be accounted for. They are billed out. They're not money that we are spent from a line item. There's a difference between a line item and it is incorrect. You are making something simple that is complex.
It isn't an encumbrance on the county and the county's budget when we have a pass-through item. If we pass through money to the road commission has its own board, its own expenses, and the money comes through our treasurer, so the money has to go out. The same thing with the RESD, the same thing with Pleasant View. Yes, we spend tens of millions of dollars on paper, but we don't. This board does not. We pass money through that is not our money and isn't money for us to spend. It simply goes from one hand to the other.
So for example, when the treasurer settles up with the RESD, that's millions of dollars that gets transferred from us to the Shiawassee Regional Education Service District. That is included on there, but that is not a bill. That does not come from a general fund item. Every account in the budget is either general fund, special revenue, or something else. When you look at it there, that is simply cash transactions. It does not connect to the budgeting and the finance line to line. One is accrual accounting and one is cash accounting. They're two different things. So adding them all up together is not going to produce to you a simple thing of how much it is. And you presented that we are somehow behind in our budget when we are spot on for where we should be in this month.
Then it shouldn't be called approval of bills listing everything.
Because it is a transfer and it has to be recorded.
Well, nomenclature helps. Explanation helps.
I have offered to explain it to you many times. I've explained it in this board many times. Commissioner Garber has explained it many times.
Again and again and again.
And I have tried.
I'm
I
learning
asked
more
you-
and more from you.
I have asked
You
you,
should.
I asked you the other day in committee, what is it you don't understand about this? What is it you don't understand about the rate isn't going up, but the values do? We have attempted to, and I agree with you that it's complex. When I first came on this board, I knew nothing about all of these, all the finance, the complexities of this. But I did ask questions. I didn't start with allegations of corruption. I didn't start with that because I wanted to find out, and I found out I didn't understand, and I still don't understand a lot of the things about our financing. That's why I have Dr. Boggs, that's why I have Tracy, to handle these very, very complex things. I don't understand a lot of what Commissioner Garber does about how we assess properties. It's complicated. We're a board and we have to try to understand this. But when you ask these questions and you listen, you'll find out there isn't corruption involved. There's just things that are complex and difficult. There's no one on this board who is cheating. I don't think there's anyone in the county that is doing so. If you have specific allegations or you want specific information, not general stuff, everything, you can have it. But please get it and understand it before you go out there and tell people we're corrupt. We take this stuff personally.
Should take it professionally.
That too. You make personal accusations when you talk about corruption. That becomes a personal thing for this board. Because corruption means that you're taking money for your personal use or whatever, for personal reasons, and hiding it. We're not hiding a darn thing. Everything is public. We're not hiding a darn thing. And if you think we are, ask for specific things. Did you have anything else? All right, then we will move on. Before our next, our second comments, we will move on to Dr. Boggs.
So very briefly, I would like to acknowledge that Josh, Commissioner Haley, has received an award as for the Staffer of the Year in Lansing, and for his hard work and dedication, which is no doubt really why he was late today. But I think we should recognize him. On another note, we're excited to begin our projects with the homeowner rehab at the land bank, in addition to the rental rehab and now the infrastructure grant to Durant. We will be kicking those off. There'll be more things to come in the following months as we unroll that project, and it's quite a big moment for us. We haven't gotten this much kind of grant money in a long time to actually go out and do some major work in areas where housing has started and we'd like to continue. The audit will be presented to you next month. We're in the process of finalizing that. They hope to do it this month, but it didn't get done in time, so we're still it'll be here next month for you. And finally, on a sad note, Mayor Jeff Brands, the city of Durant, passed away this past Sunday. His visitation is from 2 to 8 today at Nelson House, and his funeral is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. If anyone is interested in attending. That's all I have.
Well, as long as we were passing out kudos, I think Commissioner Howard should tell us what your recent accomplishment was.
Well, yes. I graduated on May 3rd with my MBA from Michigan State.
Well done. Our standards were quite low.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. All right, at this time.
Chairman Berger,
Yes,
if I
yes.
could, as long as we're giving out kudos, I would like to add that we have many of our dispatchers here tonight, and we also have a lot of county employees that, as you said, went for years and years without enough compensation for the work that they do. And Commissioner Shepherd, you stated in that meeting, I was there, that our employees don't work as hard as those in the private sector. And you disrespected not only our dispatchers, which really, really upsets me, but our county employees in general. And don't think that our county employees didn't see that, and I'm embarrassed and I am disgusted with you. Our employees are top notch, and you should be ashamed of yourself for disrespecting them.
That's my exact words.
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
The video's probably got, I don't even know, 1,000 views by now, so. That's all I have.
I was just using the 911 surcharge as an example of the increases in taxes. I stated that too. Why don't you bring that up? You're all about gaining more revenue for the county.
I'm all about providing services to our constituents and supporting our county employees, including our dispatchers.
We have budget hearings every year. If you see places where we should cut the budget, specifics, I'd like to hear about them when budget time comes along. We have an extremely lean budget. Yes, I know $23 million sounds like a lot of money, but for what we do, it is not. Despite earlier claims, no, we have not added large amounts of staff. If you go back over the years, we've cut staff in this county by about 1/3 and still provide the same amount of service. So if you have a way that we can provide the same service on lesser money, I'm all ears.
Just like to say a final comment. I work with a lot of people in Lansing, a lot of people here, a lot of people, I've worked in different organizations, nonprofit and for-profit, and this entire board is highly professional. Dr. Boggs, anytime I have a question that needs to be answered, I ask you, text you, or call you if there's a question I have. You know, you have a very reasonable, good answer that's solid, that I don't understand. I'm not an accountant. I'm not gonna understand all of this, and I wasn't until I get to talk to you. So we're with you, Mr. Chairman, and every member of the board, Eric, Caroline, Brett, everybody, Cindy, Gary, Bill, everybody's very professional here. And there is a lot of work that is done at the county level that makes this efficient and function very well, and a lot of times you go without things. And that's everybody from every member of the county administration and every department and every worker. And it is public service, and we should be thankful for what they do. So thank you for all of what you do. Appreciate it.
And again, if I can note, this board is very conservative.
Yeah.
We are cheapskates. We watch every penny. We are not, a big city that is spending massive amounts of money on ridiculous things and padding our staff and so on. We are a very conservative board, and we watch our money very carefully.
Correct.
Anyone else? So discussion. Gary, please.
Just one note, I've been a commissioner going on 16 years, so I've seen a lot of commissioners. These are all new. I've seen administrators, I've seen financial advisors, I've seen everything, and things are working 10 times better than I've ever seen it in all these years. So that's
Amen.
my,
Thank you, Gary.
I've been
Thank you,
here.
by the way, for your part in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to make a motion of that.
All right. All right, I think at this point, we can move on to public comment. Apologies if that seemed to go on a long time for a lot of you. First I have Angie Norland. Please step up here if you would. You are from the Shiawassee 911 service.
Correct, yes, I'm the 911 director for Shiawassee County 911. And I just wanted to come in and address some concerns that I had from a meeting that I observed at the city of Perry last week. I wrote something down here. I just wanted to reiterate that the surcharge increase that 911 is seeking is a mere 35-cent increase. Shiawassee County residents are already paying $2.65 for their 911 surcharge per phone line per month. This includes all wireline, wireless, and VoIP phones, which is the internet phones that we also use. What 911 is asking for, we're asking for that $2.65 to be raised to $3 per phone line per month. That is a 35-cent increase. And yes, 35 cents, which equals $4.20 for an increase, an annual increase per phone line for the whole year. We're only asking for an additional $4.20 per phone line per year. And this will generate approximately $256,000 in annually additional revenue for the 911 center to continue with their annual maintenance costs and to keep up with the technology advancements and the federal mandates. Technology is not cheap, and it's only getting more and more expensive. And when you're dealing with a surcharge that hasn't been raised in 10 years, your revenue is a flat line, pretty much. And that's what you deal with every year. So, and as we have spoken, we have the federal encryption mandates that we need to address within the next year. Our outdated CAD system, which is what we use to input all the 911 calls into, is over 25 years old. That needs to be replaced, and our phone system needs to be refreshed. All of these things, again, cost money, and they were outlined last month in the Board of Commissioner presentation. Not once has it ever been mentioned that this increase was to pay for raises. I've spoken about this in depth numerous times, and I feel like it's imperative that the citizens of this county know and understand that that is not our intention at all. I feel like when false information is stated in public meetings by an elected official, it shines a negative light on what we are needing and trying to accomplish as a whole. 911 is the first step in the emergency response. It's imperative that 911 receives this increase to keep up with inflation in general. Over the last 10 years, our expenditures have grown by 182%. We've gone as long as we possibly could without a rate increase. 10 years without a raise is more than a responsible time span, I feel. But when it gets to a point that the expenditures are more than the revenue each year, it's my responsibility to find a solution. I feel like this is a modest solution. We're not asking for millions. We're asking for 35 cents per month per phone line. I want to say thank you to the commissioners and our county administrators that have taken the time to speak with me.
Angie, since you're one of our directors, unless the board objects, I'll give you a little bit more time, but if you could kind of decide what the most important parts are and finish up.
Really, I just wanted to say thank you to the commissioners and our county administrators that have taken the time to speak with me and ask questions during our meeting to have a better understanding. Your continued support is seen, and we appreciate it more than you know. And then I just wanted to point out like a visual. This is some of the work that we've done. We've purchased radios for our first responders. We purchased 132 for the police officers, 162 for fire departments, which was over 1.2 million. We put up a new tower. That's just some of the work that we're doing with this $2.65. So
Thank you very much.
thank you for your time.
All right, next I have Jenny Plowman.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Jenny Plowman. I'm a dispatcher for Shiawassee 911. It became clear from recent comments that there may not be a full understanding of emergency dispatch. So we wanted to take this opportunity to hopefully help shed some light on this profession, what it truly entails, and the weight that your dispatchers carry every day. Most people know 911 exists. What they don't see is the complexity behind the scenes. The constant multitasking, rapid decision-making, emotional carryover, staffing shortages, outdated systems, and the reality that dispatch is the hub connecting every responding agency together. Every single emergency response starts with us. Most people interact with us on the worst day of their life. But for us, that's not one day, it's our every day. It can be dozens of emergencies in a single shift. Every caller is focused on their emergency and rightfully expects us to know exactly what to do, get responders moving, make vital decisions under pressure, and guide them through life-saving measures, like effective CPR, until help arrives. At the same time, every responder in the field is focused on their emergency in front of them. They also expect flawless communication, coordination, information, and support from us. The reality is, while responders and callers are focused on one emergency, dispatchers are managing several unfolding at that exact same time. The multitasking is something the general public rarely sees or fully understands. Dispatchers can be giving CPR instructions while also coordinating EMS, fire, law enforcement, monitoring responder safety, managing radio traffic on numerous channels, handling incoming emergency and non-emergency calls, and prioritizing multiple incidents unfolding at once. That can mean one dispatcher coordinating a structure fire near 69 that results in an extremely high call volume due to location, dispatching multiple fire departments, EMS, and law enforcement, while a dispatcher next to them is managing a vehicle pursuit involving a possible kidnapping, officer safety concerns, and multiple agencies across jurisdictions. We're constantly being asked to do more with fewer resources. We have fewer officers, fewer firefighters. EMS agencies are stretched thin, and we have outdated equipment. Yet when a citizen calls 911, they still expect and they deserve an immediate coordinated emergency response. And that coordination can be incredibly complex. For example, the structure fire my partner managed next to 69 once required a single fire department and now requires 4, and EMS and law enforcement from the moment that call comes in. Our system still does not fully integrate the mapping or rapid SOS location technology, so dispatchers currently rely on that paper map that was passed out with Sharpie marked roads to determine response areas and available agencies. Sometimes 2 of those departments require outbound phone calls to neighboring counties in between the enormous amount of incoming calls. Meanwhile, dispatchers are monitoring responder safety, managing every other call waiting for service across the county. Usually with only 2 dispatchers, we work 12 hours, no breaks, no lunches. While coordinating all of this, dispatchers are expected to remain calm, think clearly, extract critical information as quickly as possible, calm colors, and make rapid decisions.
Thank you. Obviously, you work very hard and we appreciate it.
I'll say I do appreciate their work too. But I said, again, it was just an example. Go ahead.
Amy Brody, please.
Good evening. Honorable Commissioners, Dr. Boggs, members of the public, and county employees. My name is Amy Brody. I am the business agent for Teamsters Local 214, and I represent the employees of the Shiawassee County 911 Dispatch. I am speaking today regarding the comments that were made by Commissioner Shepard at last week's City Council meeting in Perry concerning the employees of Shiawassee County 911. During that meeting, Commissioner Shepard publicly stated that the 911 employees do not work that hard and are overpaid. Those comments were not only inaccurate, they were deeply disrespectful to the men and women who answer emergency calls every single day for this county. The employees of Central Dispatch are not sitting behind desks doing routine office work. They are the first voice people hear during the worst moments of their lives. They answer calls involving heart attacks, shootings, overdoses, domestic violence, serious accidents, and suicidal individuals. They must remain calm while others are experiencing panic, fear, and tragedy. Their decisions directly impact whether help arrives safely and quickly. These employees work nights, weekends, holidays, and mandatory overtime to make sure emergency services remain available to the citizens of this county 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Many of them miss time with their families, experience emotional stress, and carry the weight of traumatic calls long after their shifts end. To publicly dismiss their professionalism and dedication is unacceptable. What makes this even more troubling is that Commissioner Shepard's comments violate the spirit and potentially the terms of our union contract. Publicly attacking bargaining unit employees in a public forum undermines our labor relations, damages morale, and sends the wrong message to the public about the people who protect this county every day. Constructive discussions about budgets, staffing, and compensation are part of government, and we understand that. But this is a professional and respectful way to have those conversations, not public humiliation and broad attacks against county employees. That is not leadership. The hardworking employees of the Shiawassee County 911 Central Dispatch
Keep going.
deserves respect, support, and recognition for the critical services they provide. They deserve elected officials who understand the value of public safety communication and who treat county employees with dignity, even during disagreements. I ask this board to recognize the harm caused by those statements and to stand behind the dedicated professionals who continue to serve this community every day, despite the attacks.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Yes, young lady, and you would be?
Very briefly, correct me if I'm wrong, but this 35 cents we keep on referring to will go to an election process, and it will be the public that will be making that decision. It isn't something this board has set in stone.
That's
So
correct.
that will go to the
That is
public.
correct.
Good reminder, thank you.
That is correct.
Anyone else? In that case, we're adjourned.